So my friends and I were kind of idiots when it comes to dares. I don't know how we got there, but we ended up staying in this old, rundown hotel. You know, the kind with creaky floors, dim lighting, and a weird smell like damp. Anyway, we were bored out of our minds after a night of drinking, and that's when it happened. Someone brought up the mirror game. Yeah, it's one of those stupid games you hear about online, where you're supposed to stand in front of a mirror at midnight, say some weird phrase, and supposedly a spirit shows up. I think we found it on Reddit or something, and obviously the challenge was on. Jake, my friend who's always looking for ways to prove he's fearless, was like, "Bet you won't do it." And me, being an absolute genius, said, "Challenge accepted." So we found this old, crusty mirror in the corner of the room, the kind that looks like it's seen some messed up stuff, you know? We gathered around like a bunch of idiots, laughing, and I grabbed a flashlight because, duh, I wasn't about to do this in the dark. Midnight hit, and I stood in front of the mirror, my reflection looking just as nervous as I felt. The whole time, my friends are egging me on, saying stuff like, "Hurry up, chicken." Real encouraging, right? So I said the phrase 3 times. "Mirror, mirror, let me see, show the face that haunts me." Yeah, real original. At first, nothing happened. I mean, obviously, right? It's just a stupid game. We all kind of laughed it off, called me a wuss for jumping at my own shadow, and decided to go to bed. But then things started getting weird. I swear, the mirror started to look wrong. Like the reflection wasn't following us anymore. When Jake moved, his reflection stayed still. And when I glanced at it again, this sounds insane, but I saw another person standing behind us. But no one else was in the room. I thought maybe it was just the booze messing with me, so I ignored it. But that night, after we all finally passed out, I woke up to this awful sound. Scratching. I figured it was just a rat or something, 'cause, you know, gross old hotel and all. But when I opened my eyes, I saw it was coming from the mirror. The glass was fogged up, and I kid you not, there were handprints on the inside. Inside the mirror. I tried waking up Jake, but he was dead asleep, snoring like a chainsaw. I stared at the mirror for a minute, thinking maybe I was still half dreaming when suddenly my reflection smiled at me. Only, I wasn't smiling. It wasn't a friendly smile either. It was like it knew something I didn't. That's when I bolted out of bed, heart racing like I'd run a marathon. But here's the thing, the reflection didn't disappear. Even when I turned away, I could feel it watching me. I noped out of the room and spent the rest of the night on the couch in the lobby. I didn't care if anyone thought I was crazy. I wasn't staying near that thing. In the morning, I told Jake and the others what happened. They laughed, of course. But when Jake looked in the mirror, his face went pale. He didn't say anything, just stared, like he was seeing something the rest of us couldn't. Then, without warning, he threw the mirror on the ground, shattering it into a million pieces. The hotel manager was pissed, obviously, but honestly, I didn't care. We left that place so fast we probably broke some kind of land speed record. We don't talk about the mirror game anymore. And I swear, since that night, every time I pass by a mirror, I get this creepy feeling like something's still watching me from the other side. I've covered up every mirror in my apartment just to be safe. So yeah, if someone dares you to do a mirror summoning ritual, don't. Trust me, it's a game you don't want to win. I thought I had everything under control for my online final exam. You know, I was like, no big deal, just a couple of questions. Right? So I log in, and the screen loads up, except it doesn't load the question. It just gives me this timer, like a countdown timer, and I'm thinking, oh great, the system's broken. But whatever, right? I'll wait it out. The thing is, it didn't feel right. The clock starts at 10 minutes. I'm just sitting there, waiting for the questions to appear, but the time's ticking away. At first, I'm just frustrated, but when it hits 8 minutes, the screen glitches. Like, you know when your Wi-Fi goes out and everything freaks out? Except this felt different. Kinda. Personal? So I refresh the page, obviously. Duh. But then I see it. The screen flickers and I swear there's like a face, just for a second. I blink and it's gone. But now I'm like, okay, this is messed up. My heart's starting to race. But I'm still trying to be logical about it. Maybe I imagined it, right? The clock is down to 5 minutes now, and I'm starting to freak out. And then, boom, another glitch. This time, the screen goes black. Just pitch black. I can't exit, I can't click anything, and I swear, the room got colder. Like, actually colder. My breath was fogging up in front of me, which is weird cause like it's summer and my AC is broken, but whatever. Anyway, the black screen flickers again, and this message pops up. You're not alone. Dude, my stomach dropped. I spun around in my chair because obviously someone's messing with me, right? Except no one's there. It's just me alone in my room, and the shadows from my desk lamp look way longer than they should. 2 minutes left. I can barely breathe now. I'm staring at the screen, praying for it to end, and suddenly I hear this ticking sound. But not from the laptop, it's behind me. Tick, tick, tick. I can't move. I'm frozen, staring at the reflection in my dark screen. But the reflection, it doesn't look like me. I mean, it is me, but it's smiling. The timer hits 0. The screen flashes one last time with a message, see you soon. And then it just shuts down. Like everything goes dead. My computer, the lights, the ticking sound, all of it. Gone. I haven't logged back into that site since. And honestly, I don't think I ever will. Alright. So I gotta tell you about the weirdest thing that ever happened to me in college. I didn't believe in ghosts or anything like that. But after this, man, I don't know anymore. So, I transferred to this old college campus, and I got assigned a room in this ancient dorm building. Like, you could tell this place had seen better days. Creaky floors, low ceilings, and that stale, musty air you can only find in buildings that have been around for centuries. But hey, the rent was cheap, and I thought, how bad could it be? My first night was uneventful. I unpacked, set up my laptop, and crashed. Second night, though, that's when it started. I woke up around 3 a.m. sweating like crazy, even though it was freezing outside. Then I noticed it. The window was wide open. Now I knew for a fact that I'd closed it. I even double-checked because the wind was howling that night. But I just shrugged it off, thinking maybe I forgot. The next few nights got worse. Every night around the same time, I'd hear footsteps in my room. Slow, deliberate steps, like someone was pacing back and forth right next to my bed. Thing is, my roommate hadn't moved in yet, so I knew it wasn't him. I sat up, holding my breath, and listened. The footsteps would stop, and the room would go completely silent. Then, just as I started to relax, it would start up again. Tap, tap, tap. Like someone was trying to mess with me. I tried to laugh it off. Oh, it's just the building settling, I told myself. But then, things got really creepy. One morning, I woke up to find my books scattered across the floor. At first, I thought maybe I knocked them over in my sleep, but then I realized they were stacked in neat little piles like someone had carefully arranged them. And my closet door? That thing was always open. I'd close it, turn around, and it'd be wide open again the next time I looked. The final straw came a week later. I was trying to get some sleep when I heard the door creak open. I was facing the wall so I couldn't see who or what opened it. But I felt it like this cold air rushing in. Slowly I turned over, expecting to see nothing. But the door was wide open, and in the doorway there was this dark shape, just standing there watching me. I froze. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. And then in the quietest, creepiest voice I've ever heard, it said, "You don't belong here." I packed my stuff and left that night. I wasn't going to stick around to find out what that thing wanted. Later, I found out the dorm had a history. Apparently, a girl had died in that room a few years back. No one ever figured out how, but every person who's stayed there since has had their own story to tell. Mine? I'm just glad I got out. Thanks for joining us in the shadows tonight. If you enjoyed these chilling tales, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more spine-tingling stories every week. Have you got a story of your own? Share it in the comments below. We love hearing from you. And remember, the darkness holds many secrets. Are you brave enough to uncover them? Until next time, keep your lights on and your doors locked. Sweet nightmares.